Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Scoob. So Scoob is a new animated movie coming to us from Sony Pictures Animation, and it tells the story of the Scooby-Doo gang, and it tells it from when they are very little kids, when Shaggy and Scooby-Doo first meet, and then how the rest of the gang meets. And then from there, it cuts forward to modern day when they are all adults, and the team has to split up for a certain reason because they have a feud that goes on, and in doing so, Shaggy and Scoob get separated and abducted, and it's just kind of a silly adventure with them. Scoob was not a movie I was particularly looking forward to. It's very much looked like a little kid's movie. To me, the animation style and the trailer and everything really reeked of Minions to me, which was really not a good sign because Minions is a horrible animated movie, and really the whole kind of Despicable Me thing, I don't know if it was something before then, but the first time that I started noticing movie studios making animated movies that directly pander to kids with no attention to what adults are interested in, and they pander to kids in the worst possible way, I kind of started seeing that with the second Despicable Me movie and mostly Minions. So the fact that this movie kind of felt like that, I was really worried that I was going to get a very low quality movie with Scoob. And I did. This is a really, really bad kids movie. And it's so strange too. I'm really confused how certain things in the script ended up getting into the screenplay. Like, for example, there's a lot of jokes throughout the movie that mention the F word. There's like a character whose name is Falcon, so they'll say things like, "What the Falcon?" or "You're not Falcon around," and stuff like that, and try to use his name as like a way to, mimic the F word, which was not great for a little kids movie. And then there's a character in it whose name is like literally a bad word, and he just keeps on saying it over and over again, and it was really weird to me that Sony Pictures Animation was putting something like that in their movie, but that didn't necessarily make it appeal to adults. I don't know if the point of stuff like that was to try to make it more adult friendly so that adults can enjoy it as well, but that's not how adults enjoy movies. They enjoy animated movies because there's something creative about it that reminds them of their childhood. You don't just put adult jokes in a kids movie, especially ones that aren't clever, in an attempt to try to get adults to care, because that's not going to make them care anymore. And what I said about Minions and my fear with this movie that it was just going to be super pandering, that's exactly what it is. This is one of the most pandering movies I have ever seen. They do absolutely anything and everything to put a joke in the movie like every 5 seconds. There are places where jokes just do not make sense, but they push so hard and try so hard to get a joke in there. And it happens a lot between Shaggy and Scoob. Characters will be talking, and then they'll say, "Shaggy, what do you think of this?" And then Shaggy will say something, and it's supposed to be funny, and it's so awkward. And it's really just out of touch as well. There's a scene where a character flosses, and there's a scene where characters are like saying new like terms that are supposed to be cool and stuff, and it just feels weird. And they even reference it in the movie because there's a character who says, "Man, this like something sounds like something that like an older person would write trying to appeal to teenagers." But that doesn't work. Just because you're pointing out your problem in your movie does not mean that the problem doesn't exist. It's just genuinely infuriating to me. I don't know how kids movies like this keep on getting made. They're really just not good movies. They're terribly put together. They're horribly pandering. They do nothing for kids. They do nothing for adults. I don't know why they're around. It just makes me upset. And watching Scoob, I mean, it's not like it's the worst movie ever, but watching it just made me feel like kids' entertainment these days has just gone way off the cliff. And it's not like all of kids' entertainment has done that. Onward came out just recently, and Onward was really, really good. And you do still have stories that have pretty good meaning in them, and when they tell jokes, they don't stop the whole movie to tell the joke. But you also are getting movies like Scoob continuously, with terrible animation, a terribly written screenplay, bad messages for kids, weird jokes for adults, and none of it just fits. It feels like, and also the fact that this movie, it seems like even though it has the Scoob title, this could literally be a movie that has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo. It doesn't have any of the feeling of the old Scooby-Doo show, and all of the characters feel very much not like Scooby-Doo characters. Overall, it was just terrible. I really did not enjoy this one. I do not recommend that you pay the $20 to rent it to watch it. I did, and I very much regretted it. I will give Scoob a 2.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Scoob. So, what are your thoughts on this movie, or what is your favorite Scooby-Doo TV episode? Comment in the comment section below, and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.